Hello everybody, this is Gwyneth and welcome to my channel. I hope you had a great holiday and a great new year, and now we are busy moving through January of 2026, and I just want to wish you the best. I hope everything is going well in your lives. I know there are lots of outside changes. I know the world is going through enormous shifts. And it's, to say the least, unnerving. But I am here to focus on you. And at some point, maybe down the road, I will talk more explicitly about some of the aspects that pertain to some of our world leaders. But right now, I want to talk about the next 7 days. So let's focus on the dates that we're looking at, from the 12th to the 18th. And to start it off, I want to mention the fact that on the 12th, the moon is in Scorpio. Scorpio is highly magnetic, and very deep and intense, and that was a Monday and Tuesday of the week. For some of you, you may have had encounters with higher-ups. You may have had some disclosed information that you had not counted on. And for you folks who are water signs, you felt it the most intensely. Earth signs and water signs. And then through the rest of the month, the week, up until the 18th, we have on the 14th, 15th, and 16th, the moon will be in Sagittarius. So for you fire signs, this is a resonating point, and it's a great time to be involved with activities that you love. And then on the 17th and 18th, the moon will be in Capricorn. Organized, pragmatic, a bit conservative, but for you Capricorns, this is a lucky period. Now, what I want to mention here is that this period of time, starting at the beginning of the month, actually starting in December, because if some of you follow me, you know that I mentioned that December was an intensely Capricornian holiday this year, with lots of planets in Capricorn. Very practical, taking advantage of the whole idea of less is more. And that's exciting for some. For others, it was unnerving, because we think of the holidays as something full of jubilant expression and spending. Money was big on people's minds. Where they were getting their funding was another source of intrigue. Now we're moving into January, and up until the 18th, into the 19th actually, the planets, many of them are in Capricorn. And my little crib sheet says here, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars are all in Capricorn. And, you know, without dropping a beat, on the 18th, we have a new moon in Capricorn. So let me back up for a second and talk about why that's important to you, or how it impacts you. This is a period of time where we are, no matter what sign you are, looking at things from a very practical advantage. You know, how do we do the most for the least? How do we make sure that we are safe and protected financially and in otherwise, in other areas as well? With the new moon happening in Capricorn on the 18th. The emphasis is on a new start. The emphasis is on moving forward and taking action, but in practical ways. Historically, that could take any kind of form. It could be building your own house, or finding cheaper ways to improve your environment, or it could even be an emphasis on environmentalism, because that's very Capricornian as well as Aquarian. But I wanted to talk about this in the least complex manner. I wanted to apply to all the signs that this is a period of time, particularly up until the 18th and 19th, where the focus will be on making sure that we are heading into the month with enough reserve, financially and emotionally and physically. And I'm about ready to pause this video. I guess my dog is going to start barking at the dog that he's looking at on the screen. So if you see me sort of stop for a second, that is what I'm doing. This new moon creates new opportunities for new constructs, whether it's intellectual constructs or new ways of approaching old problems. Whether it's, how do I get my laundry done when I have no time to do it? Or I need a dog walker, but right now I don't have the money to pay that expense. How do we balance these budgets? How do we balance our lives? And furthermore, I have to say this, how do we keep ourselves emotionally stable when so many issues and ideas and political concerns are being thrown at us on a daily basis? This is the realm of Capricorn. It's the realm of being, your own best friend and being a leader for your family. Making sure that everybody feels safe and sound, and that their concerns are being addressed, from the smallest child, youngest child, to the elder statespeople in your community. Do we include volunteerism in here? Oh, yes, we do. The Capricorn energy wants to include that, because that energy says, if the least of us is suffering, we're all suffering. If any of us go without, we're all going without. So some of you might be inclined to want to volunteer at a soup kitchen, send clothing to a shelter, to help out, your teachers, so that the kids in their classrooms are actually getting some lunch. I don't know what your circumstances are, but this is also a Capricorn arena. Almost immediately after the 18th, we will buzz into a totally different energy. We will enter the realm of Aquarius, where Capricorn is earthy, traditional, concerned with making sure that everyone has enough to eat, making sure that everyone is taking care of basic needs, to the Aquarian energy that's looking at different higher values, that some of them feel divorced from practicality. But the Aquarian energy is as important as the Capricorn, because without the energy of Aquarius, we don't see the larger picture. So I won't be scoping that out in your sun signs today. But when I return to you on the 19th, we'll talk about how the Aquarian energy is impacting you and your family and all the people you care about. But right now, it's very interesting how intensely Earth-oriented this period of time is. And we have, what we call sextiles and trines between the water signs and the earth signs. So if I were to generalize here, and I want to, because, not everybody is studying astrology. So I want this to be understandable for you also. Bottom line is there's 4 triplicities: earth, water, fire, and air. And when the earth and water get together, they're happy. And so there's a lot of that during this week-long earth and water-based period. But it's mostly Capricorn, and then it makes positive connections to the water sign planets, or planets that are in water signs. So I see on a larger scale people who are concerned about our current economic, political, cultural issues, searching for pragmatic, tangible ways of solving problems. Nothing in the air. They want to see ways to, glue all the pieces together. I hope that makes sense. It's like building a Legos house. You snap this piece with that piece. That's the end. You click together the right pieces, and then you have a house. And that is this period of time. It doesn't mean that you won't hear that some people or whatever, people or organizations go off the rails because they're trying to reduce everything to a 1 + 1 = 2. Sometimes 1 + 1 = 15, okay? But there is this emphasis on being practical, being traditional, and utilizing the tried but true formulations to correct issues that they feel are off whack. And I hope that makes sense to you. I can't wait to share the rest of the month with you, because there's so much more happening. But I felt like it was so important to stay glued to this. Now, the other thing that's happening here, there are several astrological periods that we should pay attention to. So Venus is in Capricorn. The planets change sign all the time. But Venus is in Capricorn, and it's sextiling Saturn, which is in a water sign of Pisces. That's on Wednesday. Practical connections can be made. Fun can be had. And it can happen. It could even be a situation where you meet somebody through the work you do. If you're looking to date or whatever, that could be a really interesting day, the 14th, which is Wednesday. Venus, which is in Capricorn, will make a very compatible connection to Uranus, which is in Taurus, another earth sign. What's fun about this is that Uranus is very creative and inventive, and Venus is very artistic. So there could be a connection made, again, with another person, where you feel like, by George, this person really understands me. Or it could be a situation where you've been attempting to solve a problem and you've come up with a fantastically original idea to do it with. So keep that in mind. And that's on the 15th. That's on Thursday. The big glut of planets dancing around and doing all kinds of fun things is on Saturday the 17th. And the moon will be in Capricorn then. But the sun will sextile Saturn, which is very positive. The sun will also trine Uranus, which is very creative. Mercury will make a partnership link to Mars, which means that you can take your ideas and do something with them. I don't care who you are. I don't care what sign you are. I don't care if you are a Scorpio or a Gemini. This period of time on the 17th has this overriding positive outcome. And then Venus will sextile, which is extremely positive. It's a great connection with very sensitive, very spiritual Neptune. And there's an opportunity for a connection that has deep overtones. The last thing I will mention is that we're going to dip our toe into Aquarius. When Venus moves into Aquarius on that day, on the 17th, it's Saturday, you're going to feel the shift. You're going to feel the inventiveness of Venus. You are going to feel this puzzling, out-of-the-box energy field. And again, it doesn't matter what sign you are, where you're from, what your aspects are, what your ascendant is. This is going to be a little bit of a kapow moment. So keep that in mind. Don't erase that. In fact, mark the 17th on your calendar. And then if you feel any of what I'm talking about, drop me a note. I'm at cottagetarot.com. Listen, we're up for a reboot. Now, on the 18th, as I mentioned before, the sun, on Sunday, the new moon will be in Capricorn. New moons mean new beginnings. And new moons bring in shifts that we maybe didn't even count on. And because it's in Capricorn, the solutions you seek are at your fingertips. So, fabulous. It's really fabulous. So, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to talk to each one of the signs. And, I base everything on, the first house. So if I'm talking about Aries, I'm putting your sign Aries in the first house, and then I look at the wheel accordingly. And I will notate a few of the astrological aspects as they impact you, and then throw a few cards. So hang in there. And this time, God willing, I will get everything time-stamped. The last few times, I haven't been able to make that happen. So hang out for one more minute, and we'll get to your sign in just a second. But please, let me say something here. It's important that, to me and to people that follow this channel, that we build a community. And I'm not focusing on the outer aspects of life right now. I'm focusing in on you. I want this to be a place where you can collect information that makes you feel balanced and whole, so that when you do go into the world, you can make a difference. Ask me what you need to. Send me notes. If you've got ideas for this channel, please let me know. And I'm always changing it up. And I'm very excited about being able to do that. There's a part of me that's an experimenter, and I just have so much information for you, and I want to make it understandable. So please, if you like this, please share, like, and subscribe. It helps us grow. I know I need to get into other formats. I also have a website, and I will link this to that and all of those other things that you're supposed to do when you are savvy with the internet. Okay. All right. So let's move on and talk about Aries. Okay, Aries. Now, where are we with you? Well, with the Capricorn energy that's brimming from the 12th to the 18th, it's in your area of career. It's at the very top of your chart. If you aren't dealing with career issues, then you're dealing with your involvement in some organization. Maybe you volunteer somewhere. Maybe you're taking civic action. Maybe you're one of many that are out there protesting or working with a political party. Where the emphasis lies right now is in you taking practical steps to support your own career or your own community involvement and those of others. With the energy of all of the positive aspects that I've been mentioning up to this point, you can bank on something shifting in a big way on Saturday the 17th. So please take a look at that. The other thing that's really powerful for you is that on the 14th and 15th, the moon will be in Sagittarius, a fellow fire sign. That means that you collect information, that you are involved with ninth house matters. You might be taking a trip for business. You might be doing some work to collect info, like I said before, or you might be doing something simply to broaden your outlook. But that is on the 14th and 15th when the moon is in Sagittarius, and that can be very powerful for you. Your energy right now might be colliding to some degree with Capricorn, but based on the ascendancy being in Aries, we can't help it. Your 10th house has its ascendant in Capricorn. So you always have a bit of a push-pull between your career, and I'm talking about the big kahuna career. I'm talking about your sense of purpose in the world, and it could be anything. So there may be this feeling like, yes, something's going on, but do I really have to do this? You have to answer that. And the new moon in Capricorn will bring a shift in your career or in the work or in your service delivery. Keep that in mind. So let's take a look at, and I always think that there are certain tarot spreads and that will work better for getting to a longer period of time. So, so that we can cover the 7-day period. So what I like to do is put out an oracle card, which gives me an overriding sense of what we can anticipate for the week and what the focus is, and then lay out several cards to fill out what this particular information is trying to give us. So Aries, Aries, Aries. I like to show you the cards too because I think it's important. Inner power. So no matter what you do right now, you have to follow your intuition and act on what you believe is right. Inner power. I'm going to draw 7 cards for this week. Let's see, 4, 5, yes. Okay. So let's see what the first card is that crosses this. Temperance. So do everything in moderation. I always think of that when I see temperance. But it's also about healing yourself, taking care of yourself, finding greater and better ways to increase your wellness. And that's tied to this inner power card. It's the first card that came up. There is a friend. This is the 6 of Cups. And a friend who supports you in a new, possibly a new business venture, or wants to help you grow some project that you're involved in. This person is kind, big-hearted, King of Cups, and this is non-gender specific. This is the wand. This is the take action. Don't sit there and wait. Make this project flourish. The Ace of Wands. And 2 more cards. The Knight of Wands, which is again a fire sign. Great for Aries. So is the Ace of Wands, a fire sign. It's moving forward with gusto. And lastly, the Emperor card. You have to take charge. See, you're exercising your inner power. You're also exercising your outer power. You are in charge of this project, or you are made the director of a project, or you're asked to come aboard and lead something that's very important. You know, I'm picking up in several different arenas the overarching involvement that you will have. For some of you, I'm seeing leadership at the administrative level, but on another level, I'm seeing you being asked to guide some athletes or students into a project. But whatever it is, it's novel, it's new, it's at the beginning stages. You may have a colleague who's like a brother or sister to you who has urged you to move with this and don't take a back seat. So I wish you luck, and I hope that this week moves along like you, all the things that you pray for, I hope it moves along in that way. And until the 19th, when I see you again, take care. Now, let's talk shop with Pisces. I mentioned Pisces actually meant Taurus, but you know what? I'm going to do Pisces next because I think I'm supposed to be. So let's talk about Pisces. Pisces, you're a water sign, and Capricorn is not a bad sign for you to generate some energy with. A lot of Pisceans have partners who are Capricorns. Okay, Pisces, let's see what's going on with you. Dreams coming true. Hope you saw that. Okay, let's put 7 cards on you and see what happens. First card out of the deck. Queen of Swords. Keep keep your eye on leadership right now. Stay focused, be analytical. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is asking questions about what your real motivations are. But don't get lost in the sauce. Stay focused. King of Pentacles is an opportunity to earn more money. But the whole thing makes you mashugana, makes you crazy when you think about it. Don't get lost in worry and over and analysis. You know that old saying, analysis by paralysis? You can't let that happen. You have too many things good happening in your life right now. There is an opportunity to make a connection to somebody that could lead to a long-term partnership. There may be a wedding coming up. You may be leaving a project or a situation that no longer serves your highest good. And then there's a love offer coming up, or an offer. It could be an offer for a new position. But whatever it is this that as is in the mainframe of everything you're doing. Dreams coming true. Okay, Pisces, I wish you well and have a great week. Now we'll move on to Taurus. Let's see what's happening here with Taurus. Taurus. Inner child. The focus is on your feelings, your emotions, your deep intensity. Taurus, you are a loving, caring, creative energy. Don't let the world stamp on your sensibilities. You are in for a transitional situation. Judgment card, you could be moving. Where you move to will be very healing. It could be to a place that's more comfortable for you environmentally. It could be into a situation that costs less. It's a number of things. The door opens for you. There are lots of opportunities, changes, friends, people you make connections with. The World card. Page of Wands. An important message coming through that helps you to expand your world. Queen of Pentacles. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Practicality is at the center of this. You're a Taurus, you're an earth sign, this is you. But it's also about having enough money to do what you need to be doing at this point in time. You've had your heart broken. Three of Swords. You've thought you had enough. You thought you were moving along, but now it's time to take a break, and it's recovery time. Four of Swords. And you will move into a much calmer, more peaceful, more comfortable period of time. Six of Swords. So Taurus, this is the week of great Capricorn energy. It's very compatible with your sign. I hope you can enjoy it. Okay. Let's move on to Gemini. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Geminians. This Capricorn stuff is a little bit much for you to take. All of the practicality, but you know what? Some of the most very, very resourceful people I know are Geminis. So, let me see what's going on with you. Awakening your true self You know, several of you have been asking me, what am I really supposed to be doing? So what I wonder is if that's what this is relating to your career. I think it relates to your current partner, whether it's a work partner, someone wants to make a connection with you, and they are affirming it, and it could really light you up. So that's a big part of what's going on with you right now. You're worried. You're worried that it's too fast, it's too this, it's too that. Maybe I'm compromising my true values for this situation. But this card, the Eight of Swords, is needless worry. This person is not tied up. They are simply bound by silk scarves, and the water is not rising. So it's worry, but it's not founded. You, again, the worry card, the moon card. So you're basically, chewing on your nails, and it's because of this love offer or business offer or for a partnership. Someone might be proposing, or someone might make you a partner in a law firm. Could go either way. King of Cups, there's a nice person involved, non-gender specific. They're loving, caring, and harmonious with you. There is a love. I think there's a theme here. This is love. This is the emotions. This is your heart. This is the Ace of Cups. It's this person, whoever it is, whether it's business, whether it's a friendship that's very deep, or whether it's a love interest, cares deeply for you. They're not kidding. And they want to offer their support in any, I know this is the Knight of Pentacles. It generally indicates it's a financial offer, but it's also an offer to support your highest good. 4, 5, 6. Let's get to the 7th. Because with it comes the Wheel of Fortune. You're entering into the next chapter of your development. Look at it as a story. Think of it as a Hallmark film. Think of it as Pride and Prejudice. Think of it as any chapter of any story, whether it's, the person making good in a business or a collective or a love affair. You're moving into the next phase of this encounter. I think it's great. So, Gemini, let us clap hands and dance gaily, because something really positive is occurring here. And for that, I wish you lots of luck. And until next time, let's move on to Cancer. Hello, Cancerians. I hope you understand that this Capricorn energy is actually very, very, and also it's tied in with the Taurus, which is Uranus is in Taurus, and Saturn is in Pisces. We have so many planets that resonate with Cancers. Now, Capricorn is opposite Cancer, but it's funny how many Cancer natives are in partnership with Capricorns. I sometimes think Capricorns balance the Cancer energy, which at times is a little bit very, very fairy-like, very, already very so creative. The Capricorns bring a level of standardized know-how. So the two together can build empires. So let's take a look at what's happening for you this week. Now, I don't want to jump away from the fact that, there's a new moon in Capricorn on the 18th. And it's very important for you because you'll feel a little push-pull, but it's also very positive with all the shifts that are occurring. The new moon in Capricorn means a new beginning of some sort. So don't be surprised if this doesn't impact you in ways that you had not anticipated. The Capricorn falls in your 7th house, of course. So again, possibly a relationship developing that you had not anticipated. I'm not sure. But for you, it could be also business related. All right, let's take a look at what's going on here. Positive expectations. I like that. Let's pull some cards on this. The Fool. There is a new venture that's coming your way. Are we talking about new business opportunity? I think it's possibly a move, or you stepping into a new area of expertise that you may have developed but just didn't pay a lot of attention to. It's very liberating, the Temperance card. The Four of Pentacles is all about your worry that you're not paying enough attention to your financial portfolio. So you might want to put a little more energy into that. But there is a new project afoot that you could use to develop your financial wellness. So that's neat. Use your intuition. You have it. This is the Empress card. Pardon me, the High Priestess card. Five. This is going to be very fortuitous. I'm looking at the guy. So this is a person riding into town. They've just won the battle. It's a Six of Wands. This is you. Queen of Cups. Male or female, doesn't matter. The universe is cutting you a break. I wouldn't say it's been an easy peasy few months for Cancers. The energy of the sun in Capricorn trining Uranus in Taurus will allow for some real creative, outside the box thinking. So you may make a connection with somebody this week that's interested in your abilities. At the very least, it would be a totally new direction for you. You might be working in one arena and jump into something totally different. So keep that in mind. Okay, Cancer, take care. Let me know how you're doing. As I mentioned before, like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Hello, Leo. This is for you. Okay. And again, this goes from this period of time is for this week from the 12th to the 18th. The moon, the most definitive moon for you this week is on the 14th, 15th, and 16th when the moon is in Sagittarius. And for you, I'm looking at your chart here. August, October, November, December, January, February, March. This is a period where, you know, because it's a fellow fire sign, you get a start. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this without it being too sappy. This moon on 14th, 15th, and 16th lands in that part of your chart that's very resonating for Leos. It's a 5th house. Fun, playtime, creativity, and children. But, and this is what I wanted to put together for you. The new moon is in Capricorn, and it's in your 6th house of work, how you work, when you work, and your health. As much as this period, you know, over those few days begs you to lighten up and have more fun, the new moon on the 18th will say, okay, Leo, time to become a little more disciplined. Time to pay attention to your diet and take walks with the dog and find fun ways that are healthy to enjoy yourself. This is a conundrum for the Leonine personality sometimes, because they are the joie de vivre incarnate. They are, you know, the abundant, you know, if you think of the cornucopia of life, that's Leo. But this week, with this new moon moving into Capricorn, into your 6th house of health and your workday regimen, it is going to demand that you find a balance between, and I hope this is making sense, a balance between enjoying yourself and sustaining yourself in a healthy, fruitful way. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, let's take a look at your cards for this week. Let's see what we pull here from the Oracle deck. I think that's right. Again, inner child. What hole are you trying to fill? And I use that term euphemistically. What void are you trying to fill that nothing can fill? That needs to be paid attention to. Leos often have had difficult childhoods. Is there something that still aches? I'm a big advocate of therapy, but that's me. But I'm also an advocate of sitting down and finding a quiet moment to understand yourself better. So whatever it takes, long walks are good for that. King of Swords. This is a period of time where you may encounter this person, a very, very intelligent air sign person. And you at the same time might be breaking away from some old habits. This is the 5 of Swords. And it's causing a lot of distress. Actually, you might be breaking away also from this person, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra native. This is the card of anxiety, 9 of Swords. We don't want to see you do this. So instead of sitting up trying to sleep and you can't sleep, I pull out a good book, call a friend. I hate to see people suffer. That person might be a King of Cups energy field, a Cancerian, Pisces, or a Scorpio, but very kind, very loving. Who really does care about you. May actually be a person that's invested in you and loves you, and you don't know that. Ace of Cups, the Hierophant, and this person might also be a powerful personality or a powerful leader of some sort. The Hierophant may be in a position of authority that's beyond your knowledge. Who can deal, who can help with battles, who understands some of the difficulties that you are going through. This is a week of coming to terms with your personal needs. I wish you lots of luck. As I said before, there's no shame in turning to people for support. And I hope that you have lots of connections like that that can help you if you need that. But on the other hand, this is a time of coming clear on some of your personal needs and your desires for change. Anyhow, have a great week. Virgo. What's happening with you Virgos? All right. Let's take a look. So the Virgo energy, I'm going to go to my crib sheet here. The Capricorn, as I mentioned before, everything's in Capricorn right now. And Virgo is an earth sign, just like Capricorn. So, what can I say? It's like, the two of you could walk hand in hand into the sunset. Actually, a lot of Virgos are in partnership with Capricorns. Very comfortable. The new moon is in Capricorn and it lands in the Virgo's house of love and all of that. So that is not, I'm going to double check it, but October, November, December, January. And it's also a time when Virgos are quickly analyzing their best avenues for having fun right now. Depending on where you live and what part of the country you're in, it could be iced over, particularly in the Northeast. So this is a period of time when you have an opportunity to find some very interesting ways to socialize. So just keep that in mind. With all of the planets in Capricorn right now, there is a need for you to, it's like everything lands in that part of your chart that's asking for socializing and fun activities. But not everybody can get away to do that. So it's going to demand some, deliberate self-control, I think. But anyway, let's take a look at the oracle cards. And before I bounce away from that, the other thing that's great for you this week is that on the 12th and 13th, the moon will be in Scorpio, and that's in your third house. So third house has to do with your sisters and brothers, if you have any, or people that are like that for you, your neighbors. The emphasis on connecting with people like that. It also would be a great time for communicating ideas or sending, if you have to send out messages in the workplace, make sure that they are targeted, because you want to be clear, because it can be a lot of fun too. People can be heartwarmed by your communications. So remember that they are listening to you. Okay, Virgo, 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 Virgo. Happily ever after. This goes out to everybody, whether you're in a partnership or you are looking for one. Let's see what's happening here. Well, there's definitely an issue that the two of you, if there isn't another person in your life, you're learning some new skills together. You might, if you are single, you might meet somebody through a workshop or a committee or through something that you're learning. This person helps you to see your future. This person, this is the Two of Wands. This person also can act as an advisor. So you may meet a possible partner because you've gone to see somebody on legal issues or for advice on your taxes. I mean, I have a friend who met somebody that way. So Page of Pentacles is good news coming to you, and particularly news about finances. The sun shines itself on everything whenever it shows up in a reading. So the positivity here casts itself over everything. The Hermit says to reflect on this. There is an old friend who's in the mix here. This person that you could potentially meet as who's coming back into your life is somebody you've known from the past. Now, if you're already in a committed relationship, this person could simply be someone that's bringing some good news to you. And this could be about, this is the Tower, this could be that someone that you know from the past has had something fall apart. So I don't see this as your concern, but you may be able to help that person. I'm going to put another card on. When you see the Tower, some people get unnerved by it. It's an outside force affecting. It could be a hurricane. It could be a layoff. This person, your old friend, may be reaching out to you for help. They may turn to you because they need a break and they need advice. So keep that in mind as you go forward this week. There is the potential for changes and shifts to occur. If a friend does reach out to you and they're not they're not saying it clearly, you might have to read between the lines that they are feeling a lot of anxiety. But nonetheless, this looks beautiful. I wish you a fabulous week. Virgo, take care. Okay, let's take a look at Libra. Okay, all you Librans out there, what do we have going on here? Well, I will backtrack a little bit and I will talk to you about the new moon in Capricorn, and it lands in the Libran native's 4th house. Are you remodeling? Are you looking for a new house? Are you looking to repair something that's essential? This could be a period of time when you're really diving into that. Could also be that you're putting the focus on family members. The other thing is that with all of the planets impacting Capricorn, any involvement with family is going to have a very lucky twist to it. Can you help somebody find a better place to live? Are you in a situation to share a property? Are you thinking of moving and you can get family members to help you? This could be an important time for family in general. You could even be family enlarging. Somebody's having a child, or maybe someone is adopting. You know, you don't have to do it biologically, of course. So that is what I see here. With the Sagittarius emphasis, it's great for air signs. And on the 14th, 15th, and 16th, the moon will be in Sagittarius in the 3rd house. All about sharing your ideas. So, you know, you may come up with something that really lends itself to supporting various family members. So keep that in mind. Okay, Libra, let's take a look at what's going on here with your oracle card. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Romantic partner. Now, you may already have one of these, but if you don't, there is an opportunity to find one. They're around every corner. Okay, so let's take a look at the tarot and see what it adds to this. I think that's this. And this person will have wings. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look here. Ace of Swords. This happens fast. You may meet somebody like today or tomorrow. You might make a connection and it comes out of the blue. Ace of Swords is always quick and fierce energy. And it might come at a time when you're working on a project together. 3 of Pentacles. That's project building or learning a new skill. You could be in school. This connection will take you in a new direction. Wheel of Fortune. It could, you know, the opportunities connected to this new person could open doors for you. You've been a little worried. I wouldn't say worried. I just think that's, your focus has been on your financials. 4 of Pentacles. But with this situation, things start to grow and multiply, and you feel very fruitful, and you feel like abundance is all around you. See how this person's got more cups than they need. It's 9 of Cups. It's joy and it's happiness and good times and going out to dinner and being loved. You may get kerfuffled. You may feel with the 7 of Cups, you may think you have a lot of choices. You may feel that well, I could do it this way, or I could do it that way, or I could choose this person, or maybe you have 2 people interested in you. But remember something. This card is also talking about illusion. Stay grounded as you're making your choices. 4, 5, 6, and 7. The person, the romantic partner, could be an old friend or somebody you've known from the past, or maybe from a long time ago. And this young person is actually offering the cup of love to their old friend. 6 Cups. And I had to pull this. It's a 3 of Cups. Ultimately, there is a celebration. 3 of Cups. The dancing, I love this card. Dancing women at a celebration. Wow. Libra. Who would have thunk it? Okay. So I wish you a great week, and I'll see you back here on the 19th. Scorpio. What's going on with you, Scorpio? Well, Capricorn in your chart, in your, sun-based chart is in your 3rd house. It's all about expressing your ideas to their potential. Are you a writer? Are you an editor? Are you a commentator? Or maybe none of the above. Are you in a situation right now where you have to share your ideas, dreams, and wishes? That could be. And with Scorpio, the moon was in Scorpio from the 12th and 13th. What happened then? If you're looking at this report late, the emphasis would have been on just that, sharing your ideas. It would be very heartwarming for you because somebody would receive those ideas with, real support. So just to keep that in mind, the Capricorn energy for you for this week is not a bad thing. Water signs and earth signs get along. It's a comfortable pairing. So it can be a week that feels very productive. So let's keep that in mind. Scorpio, let's take a look at your oracle cards, Scorpio. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Quiet time. It's not a big hyped week for you. Quiet time. So what else do we need to know about this? Emotional healing, the 8 of Cups. Taking care of yourself, feeling better about life, or maybe consulting with somebody, 2 of Wands, getting an extra, getting some extra information. Page of Pentacles, the possibility of good news about money. That would really open up the door to a lot of different possibilities. The World card. Use your head. If you start to find that your financial situation increases massively, you really need to stay focused and take care of what's most important. This is the Strength card. With all of this, you move into a more peaceful time. 6 of Swords. And lastly, you may have moments where you're angsting over what steps you should really take. I'll put another card on that. There's just no way to end. King of Swords. You may owe this person money or some kind of payback for something he has or she has done for you. This is an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Keep these things in mind. Know that, these bits of information can change, every time we do a reading. So stay connected to me. And if you have any ideas about improving this channel, I'd love to hear it. And like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back on the 19th. Take care. All right, Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, what's going on with you? Well, right now, with the Capricorn energy, you know, you're in the lucky zone. It's in your second house. All of that Capricorn. I don't care who you are, whether you think you're not making enough money or you feel like the position you're in isn't valuable enough. This week, with the glut of Capricorn energy floating around and a new moon in Capricorn, there's a potential for you to earn more income. Yes, it's real. And this new moon in Capricorn is a new start. So it could be a situation where somebody had to leave a position and you need to fill it. Or you found a better way to increase your income with a second position somewhere. Maybe you're taking on extra work. But whatever it is, it's Capricorn all day long in your house of earnings. So keep that in mind for this week. The only thing I can tell you is the 17th and 18th. The moon will be in Capricorn, and then when when the moon goes into Capricorn on the 18th, it's a whole new beginning for you financially. The other thing is the 14th, 15th, and 16th, the moon is in Sagittarius, and it's a great time for you to have some fun, go someplace, take advantage of some deep friendships that you have, and enjoy yourself. Okay, Sag, let's take a look at what the oracle cards are saying. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Trust your intuition. So if something is presented to you, like a new position or a new project, or explore it. Don't turn away from it because it seems implausible. Anything could happen right now to you. There's definitely, you can't make this stuff up. Ace of Pentacles generally relates to a new job, or somebody sending you money, or somebody wanting to increase your income. You've been disappointed, Five of Cups. So you almost, what I'm picking up here is you almost don't believe this. You don't take things lightly. You're a Sag. You're very philosophical. You don't rest on your laurels. You don't, even though you're a fire sign, you don't gallop around thinking you're all that in a bag of beans. You just don't. You're very, for most Sages, they're very humble. Use your intuition. The High Priestess. There is a new project that you are being asked to investigate. You'll be planting the seeds for this new beginning. Seven of Pentacles. The Page of Wands is news coming into you, into your orb. It could be news about a child. This could be calling on you to make a move or to transition into a new environment. The Judgment card. Page of Swords. Don't make any sudden moves. Don't make any sudden decisions. Weigh all the factors. Page of Swords. You are seen as a kind-hearted person. It doesn't matter whether, whatever gender. It's this particular card is how you are seen. Gentle, caring, and kind. There could be this person in your circle of acquaintances who actually is wanting to make sure you are taken care of. That could be the kind person. And they, again, could be from the past. So keep it in mind. There's some kind of major financial advancement this week. I can I would almost take that and bank on it. Let me know what's going on. I love to hear from you. I have a lot of Sagittarian people in my life. I'm going to be making some phone calls tonight. Take care. Be well. And like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Capricorn, let's talk about you. With all of the Capricorn that's occurring this week, you must be on fire. I mean, if a Capricorn can be on fire, generally they burn hot, but it's very quiet. And with this, your persona is being reviewed. You are seen by your public. You are respected right now. How you appear is important. Also, with Jupiter in Capricorn, Jupiter in Cancer, this energy pings against the Jupiter in Cancer, making it possible that the emphasis is also on developing a new relationship. With the Sun in Capricorn, with the Sun in Capricorn and the new Moon in Capricorn, people just need to get out of your way, because you can really make changes in your environment, in your workplace. You are seen as an authority. There's so much happening. There's just no way around it. The new moon lights you up for a new start. You may be changing your wardrobe. You might be looking to see how you can express yourself differently. You may be changing your style, not just your wardrobe, but just your overall look. It could be a new haircut. It could be changing, if you're interested in that, or your makeup, or even how you walk. You carry yourself with more dignity. On the 12th and 13th, the moon will be in Scorpio, which is very resonating for Capricorns, and it gives them some relief because it's a water sign. And that is in your 11th house, where it really helps you connect with groups of people. So this is a powerful week for you. Make sure you're ready to walk into it. Make sure that you take full advantage of all the shifts that you're going to be feeling. So let's take a look at your cards. Laughter. With the circumstances as they are, there could be some powerful news coming your way. Please try to keep yourself hydrated, fed, and find time for you to have some fun. The laughter card comes up. Can you take a friend out to lunch? Can you go, after work and have some dinner with a colleague? I'm all about food. I can't help it. But this is the time to stay lighthearted, because some positive things are coming your way. King of Wands. This is, an energetic personality, Sag, Leo, or Aries. It is also asking you to take charge. The Empress is creative, artistic. Somebody could be having a child, but it's mostly about creativity. Moving in a new direction. Absolutely. The Chariot. Doing it all on your own. The Ten of Wands. A lot of energy, a lot of traveling, some coming and going. You might be asked to meet with people who are not in the area, not in your region. Legal matters might be flying around you as well. You might be signing contracts. This has come up a lot tonight. There could be the influence of an old friend. I'm going to put one more card down on it because I'm trying to understand what this means. Evidently, it's very lucky. There's a celebration and a massive connection with this old friend that you know. So Capricorn, I wish you lots of luck this week. I hope it's fruitful, and I hope you enjoy what you get into. I look forward to seeing you again on the 19th. Take care. Aquarius, I hope you're doing well. This week meets you in a place where you're very soulful. You're contemplating life. This Capricorn energy that we've been talking about lands in your 12th house of past lives, spirituality, and your idea of your life path. You might be thinking a lot about your direction right now. On the 14th, 15th, and 16th, the moon will be in Sagittarius, which is very comfortable for you. And I bring it up because I'm looking at the rest of this. Because that is in your 11th house, and it talks to you about your dreams and wishes. You know, if you're looking at your life purpose, then you're also asking yourself, what is it that I'm here for? Why am I doing all of these things, and for what reason? Am I having fun? Is it something that I can continue doing throughout my life? Will this provide people with hope and joy, etc., etc.? So that's what's happening with you right now. I had to pull that up in my consciousness because there are many ways to interpret the 11th house, but I think right now for you, it's about your sense of how it plays into your dreams of what you could see your life unfolding into. Where do you see yourself going? But it's the dreams and wishes that you carry with you that are going to fill this and make it happen. With the new moon in Capricorn, you revisit the deepest part of your psyche. This is your jumping off place. It's the area of your life that has possibly been the most troubling, that you continue to analyze and bring forward. And some of you are looking to your past lives to answer some of the questions about how you've gotten to where you are now. So it should be a very interesting, ponderous week for all of you Aquarians. Let me take a look at your cards. Aquarius, 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 Aquarius. If my puppy starts to bark, I will pause the video because he has a very high bark. But let's hope that he holds on to it until I finish these readings. Okay. Aquarius. What do you need to know? Stand your ground. Don't let practicality push you around. What is it that matters to you most right now? I'll get these mixed in. There we go. Sometimes my cards get sticky, and when they do that, I know I've been using them too much. Some news about your financial situation. I think some of you Aquarians have been waiting on income information, whether certain projects are going to be continued or whatever. You have been hurt by financials before. I'm saying this because some of you were supposed to inherit, or some of you were slated for a position and it didn't come through. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a rebirth on the horizon that looks great. Knight of Swords. You have the energy to carry out a new project. Knight of Swords. You have the ferociousness to make something important happen. Use your head. Don't get crazy now. Don't go off on a tangent. Stay focused. Chop wood, carry water. I think that's how it goes. Because there's luck on your side. So this is the best card in the deck. So you're in a lucky period right now. And lastly, you might be a little bit melancholy, but you have your ducks in a row. 9 of Wands. You have to remember that this is in the background of everything. There is an opportunity for growth right now. You just have to keep pushing on it. Don't stop yet. Don't give up. This is not the time to do that. Like this card says, stand your ground. Don't let the opposition push you out of the way. And on that note, Aquarius, if you like what you are hearing, please drop me a note. I am all about new ideas. And so share those with me too. And on that note, I will be back here on the 19th. Take care and have a great week. Okay. Lastly, let's take a look at Pisces. No, we did Pisces already because we did it in the beginning. So I don't need to. So, how amazing. I want to wish all of you a fantastic week. If you've carried on with me this far, you know that it can be very puzzling and intriguing as we look at everybody's cards. Like I keep saying, this is a very Capricorn week. If you find yourself getting a little frustrated with the practicality of it all, find some ways of having fun and find somebody to have a good chuckle with, because that's what we're about. We're about joy. So on that note, I look forward to talking to you again next week. Be well and take care.